Do you know that there are 7 deadly sins in kidney health too? Indulging in one or more of them could be what's sabotaging your renal function. So let's see what they are. Hello, this is Catherine and welcome to Double Kidney. Today I'm going to show you what the 7 most dangerous and, yes, most deadly sins are for your kidneys. Because some of them can be really deadly and not in a figurative way. But for every deadly sin, there's an heavenly virtue. So today, I'm not just going to show you what the sins are. I'm also going to show you how to overcome them and maybe use them to improve your kidney health. Because yes, there are people who are able to improve their kidney function even if they suffer from kidney disease. It takes constant hard work and dedication, but it can be done. So today we're going to talk about how to get healthier, not about how to get sicker. Just a quick disclaimer. This video is not meant to be disrespectful and it is not meant to offend anyone. These are not the 7 deadly sins of the Christian teachings. This is a video on how to improve your kidney health. By the way, I'm a very religious person and religion teaches me to take everyone's beliefs very seriously and with respect. Be they Christians or Hindus or Muslims or even atheists or any other religion. I want to read you a quote before I begin. Making mistakes is something everyone does. Learning from them is not. By Anonymous. So what I'm going to do today is not just tell you what these deadly sins of kidney health are. I'll also show you what cures these deadly sins. Let's start. Number 1. Wrath. Wrath is defined as extreme anger and it's literally a deadly sin. Yes, this sin can be literally deadly, not just in a figurative way. For one thing, anger can make you stressed, and stress causes a whole lot of health problems. Things like heart attacks, anxiety attacks, and strokes, as well as ulcers, migraines, and other disorders can all be increased by anger. When you have any of these, you increase your risk for permanent damage or problems in your physical health that can continue to manifest long after that particular anger is gone. Anger and stress can trigger physiological changes in your body that affect your blood, heart, and kidneys. It elevates your risk of a heart attack because it causes an outpouring of stress hormones like adrenaline, which makes your heart beat faster and your blood pressure rise. So basically, anger can cause hypertension, one of the main causes of chronic kidney disease. What's the redemption for anger? When it comes to your kidney health, anger isn't always to be conquered. It can be an asset. Like the theologists and scholars say, the sin is not anger itself. The sin is wrath, the devastating results that anger produces. So you can use anger or you can be used by it. It all depends on how you manage it. Now, the best part about managing anger at your advantage is that, according to neuroscientists, much of your personality is not fixed. Rather, it's made up of habits in thinking, feeling, and behaving. So, when you start to react to anger in a healthy way, you are actually training your brain. So you can just get angry and raise your blood pressure with all the unhealthy consequences for your kidneys. Or you can use anger in a healthy way. Anger can generate acute focus, energy, and discipline. It also provides direction. Some people get angry for the most trivial things while others are able to focus their anger in the pursuit of their goals. You can choose to be in the first group or in the second. Deadly sin number 2. Gluttony. This is the overindulgence and overconsumption of food and drinks. But is it really so bad? Is it really a sin for your kidney health? Maybe not so much. And in my opinion, today's society gives too much importance to gluttony. Why? The idea of eating as a sin is one of which features heavily in almost all major weight loss diet plans in one form or another. Every so-called nutrition expert will tell you that eating too much is bad and that it is your fault if their diet doesn't work. Yes, you may have already heard this a million times because it's an incredibly effective marketing strategy. It will also shift the blame to you when things don't work out properly. So basically, the diet industry creates the rules and you have to follow them. So when things don't go as planned, you are the one to blame. The diet industry thrives on the idea that if you lose weight, the diet is good, and if you don't, the dieter is bad. It's a business that only has success because failures drop out. So, what's the redemption for gluttony? Well, maybe you shouldn't worry so much about it. For people with kidney disease, finding something to actually eat that doesn't contain too much sodium or sugar or potassium may be really tricky. So let's say that you find some healthy food that you really like and that you can actually eat. Or maybe you just followed one of my recipes to make the kidney-friendly veggies burrito, or maybe that one for the baba ganoush low-protein snack. Will it be a deadly sin to overindulge a little bit? Well, according to the diet industry, yes. But according to how the health of your body really works, maybe not so much. But remember that this only works for foods that you can actually eat without damaging your kidneys. Deadly sin number 3. Fear. Fear is the master and often the cause of all the deadly sins of kidney health. And it's a shapeless enemy. It attacks as self-doubt. It snipes as fear of illness and death, but only if you let it. On top of that, when you're afraid of getting sick or missing a diagnosis, you're likely to put yourself at risk of overdiagnosis and overtreatment, which has been documented to lead to health risks. And if this wasn't enough, the irony is that fear and anxiety have been scientifically proven to harm your health. It puts you at risk of everything from heart disease to cancer to the common cold, according to studies. So, what's the redemption for fear? First of all, remember that everyone is afraid of something. In fact, a study by the National Institute of Mental Health estimates that up to 12% of the population experiences phobias regularly. So, about 24 million of Americans will experience phobias in their lifetimes. Yes, even healthy people can have a ton of phobias and other irrational fears. But how can you overcome the fear? Should you just be brave and ignore the danger? Well, no, this is not how it works. Because for people suffering from kidney disease, fear is not caused by phobias, but by a real and tangible danger. Unfortunately, fear is something that people with kidney disease have to face constantly in their lives. The fear of having to start dialysis or to having to undergo a surgery or to see worse levels in the blood analysis. I mean, what's scarier than an illness that gets worse over the years? So just trying to be brave may not be enough, especially for people with kidney disease. And ignoring the fear here is not a solution. What you should do is to remember that fear is perfectly normal. The fear associated with living with chronic illness is completely real and common. If you have experienced it, remember that you are not alone and that even if it scares you, you should never lose hope. Because being afraid is normal, but losing hope is for sure a sin. Number 4. Sloth or laziness. In Christianity, sloth is defined as avoidance of physical or spiritual work. And when it comes to your kidneys, sloth is a sin if you are not doing enough to improve your health. It's always better to do something than to do nothing, and doing nothing as it relates to kidney health is truly sinful. Sloth is abhorring the status quo but not doing a damn thing about it. Sloth is rejecting your bad kidney health but not fighting to improve it. Sloth is relying upon get healthy quick gimmicks to improve your kidney function. If you watch me regularly, I always say that the battle for kidney health is a march, not a sprint. Yes, there are no get healthy quick tricks that actually work, especially for kidney disease patients. You need to have a well-planned path to success if you want to achieve something as remarkable as a real improvement in your kidney function. And you need to follow it step by step. Waiting for things to get worse or forgetting to get tested or ignoring the symptoms, that's a deadly sin. What's the redemption for sloth? The heavenly virtue that's the contrary of sloth is diligence. Diligence is carefulness and persistent effort or work. Bold action is your engine. Without it, you fall victim to sloth, the curse of doing nothing. So don't forget to get tested when you have to. Don't ignore the symptoms, even if you wouldn't prefer not to see them. But let's be clear, the fight for kidney health can be a tough one, and the only way to win it is to be strong and brave and to be diligent, not lazy. Sorry, but get healthy quick solutions aren't real. The only real solution is tenacious action. Now, the good part about it is that if you're watching me right now, if you're trying to learn something to improve your health, you are already on the good path. I mean, you are dedicating your spare time to improve. You could be watching one of the millions of funny but useless videos on YouTube right now, but you are watching me instead. You are trying to improve. So I don't think the sin of sloth applies to most of you watching me right now. Number 5. pride. Pride has been called the sin from which all others arise. Of the 7 deadly sins, theologians and sages always reserve pride a special place. Other sins like anger, gluttony, and sloth are all bad. The philosophers say, but pride is the root of all evil. But is pride really so deadly for the health of your kidneys? Let's understand it a little bit better. How can pride damage you as a patient? There's a fundamental aspect of the life of a patient that can be damaged by pride: the doctor-patient relationship. A lot of people think that they are the only real expert on their condition and that no one knows them like they do. So they refuse to listen to doctors and experts and only do what they want to do. Now, if this describes you, well, that's the sin of pride. What I'm saying here is that pride is a sin if it makes you refuse to listen to your doctor. So, what's the redemption for pride? Get your money's worth when you talk to your doctor. Every single time you talk to your doctor or to your dietitian, you have an opportunity and a right to ask questions and receive answers that are valuable to you. So try to put your health above your pride when it comes to the advices you get from your health care provider. Don't be afraid to ask questions and do your best to follow the advice. Put pride aside. I often talk about the doctor-patient relationship because that's definitely a complicated one. But finding ways to improve this relationship can really help you if you're suffering from a chronic illness like kidney disease. And let's be honest, many medical conditions are uncomfortable to discuss. So pride may be preventing you from telling your doctor about a symptom or a problem you're having. This is another situation in which overcoming the sin of pride can help you with your renal health. You should not be embarrassed to talk about anything with your doctor. Actually, leaving out details or lying to your doctor can be bad for your health because it affects your care. So, overcoming pride is definitely the best policy, especially for your kidney health. Number 6. Impatience. I don't think there is anyone who has pursued a better kidney health that hasn't been frustrated with their lack of progress at one moment or another. That's especially true for people suffering from kidney disease. This is a disease that slowly undermines your health and makes all your progresses in the search for a healthier lifestyle seem worthless. But don't fall for it. Even if it's slow, don't worry. In some cases, in dealing with kidney disease, a lack of progress of this condition is the biggest progress of all. This acknowledgement is vital to your success and even sanity. So try not to succumb to perpetual impatience. That's bad. Why? Because impatience is a fiercely malevolent sin. It can create irritability and irrationality and anger. It undermines your happiness and your convictions. Impatience is the leading killer of healthy dreams. So, what's the redemption for impatience? Patience is what can make you conquer this sin. So, If you're trying to get back your kidney health and to create a healthier lifestyle, take into account any single good thing that happens to you. Treasure every single small improvement you may see. They will help you build your secret weapon in finding a better health: patience. Because you won't improve the health of your kidneys overnight, so try not to be impatient. Number 7. Ignorance. Okay, this is maybe the deadliest of the 7 deadly sins of kidney health. Ignorance can have a devastating effect on the health of everyone, but especially on the health of people suffering from kidney disease. You need to learn by yourself so many things when you are facing a chronic illness that I've lost count. So keep getting informed about your health and keep watching my videos. Thank you for watching.